Living the Extraordinary Life. This is Dr. Jonathan Youssef, networking for your optimal health. How to physically optimize your health. First, you have to take a look at the human body. It's a complex system, an array of different functionalities, and they all have to fit together in one big piece. They all have to become congruent in some way. And for us to function correctly, for the human body to be optimal, we have to look at the cells in the body, we have to look at our gut, we have to look at our nutrition, we have to look at our hormones, and the list goes on. Unfortunately, we can't do all of that at the same time, but one of the things that I like to start with, and this is the topic for today's goal, is to walk away with some few basic actionable items to optimize your health. To me, it is no longer acceptable to be in the normal range. You must optimize to survive. We talked about this before. In the past, we were able to get away with just the normal ranges, the basics, and unfortunately, today's society, the high demands, the expectations have increased to the point where we need to be optimal. Our unhealthy cell has a cell membrane that is hard and rigid. At this time, the only way for nutrients to get in is to try to break through, and this is becoming more and more difficult. We're eating more and more, and none of it is getting into the cells properly, so we're starting to feel tired and fatigued, and then we have trouble sleeping, and our hormones are out of sync, and our bodily functions are not in congruence, and they're not in harmony. And then our waste is not getting cleared out properly. So looking at a healthy cell, one of the things that we want to do is we want to make that cell membrane more permeable. We want to get rid of that waste. We want to look at the nutrients that are coming in. How do we do that? We'll look at the gut. Enter into the gut for me and take a look at what's inside. Inside there's small lumen that's full of villi. Toxins, such as the ones you see, start hitting that lumen and them getting absorbed, while good nutrients of vitamins and minerals and proteins are getting bounced off. Unfortunately, bacteria in our gut, our nutrition, and multiple other factors can affect the absorption of these nutrients and are allowing toxins to get in. Sometimes this can also affect our mood, since neurotransmitters are absorbed through the gut. The human cell. Going back to the basics of the human cell, we have the nucleus, the ribosomes, and the cell membrane, and the list goes on. You can see from just this basic cell type that there's multiple organs inside the cell. Let's take out the mitochondria, for example, the powerhouse of the cell. It produces ATP. This is sort of the energy storage units that help us with energy. It beats just like your heart in the body. Pull that out and look at the ATP, little microscopic nutrients that help us with our energy. In order for that mitochondria to function properly, we need a good cell membrane, we need a good nutrition, we need amino acids, we need basic building blocks for ATP. Some of the supplementation that I will talk about will help that mitochondria be optimal. Let's start with your basics. I can't say enough about your diet, exercise, your sleep, and then something a lot of people forget, your emotional health. But in order to get all of those things, we need to help ourselves, and by basically going through the diet, the exercise, the sleep, and your emotional health, we're going to help ourselves just get to that second step, which is your advanced basics. Sometimes you need to seek medical attention. Unfortunately and fortunately, we have these opportunities. We have to seek out help from other people. Relieving your pain. This is a difficult task. Sometimes it requires injections in the office, some homeopathic treatments, and some supplementation. I've personally given patients trigger point injections, cortisone shots. We've used PRP and multiple other modalities in our office. Supplementation. I have a list of supplementation that would help. Hormones. Hormones are your basic tools that you need to optimize your health in regards to testosterone, estrogens, and progesterone. They help all of your bodily functions, improve your muscular tone, improve your mental health, improve your absorption of nutrients as well, work on the thyroid. Even vitamin D is considered a hormone. Your diet. Let's start with a low carbohydrate diet. This is something that I've been advocating more and more recently. Proteins are also very useful, and I believe that good fats such as avocados and walnuts and olive oil and fish and salmon can also be good fats that can be easily digestible, as well as nutritious and provide some essential nutrients. But avoiding those processed foods, and my all-time hated food right now is the bleached white enriched flour. I think that the term itself spells it all out. When you have to bleach something, and you have to eat that bleached food, it does not even sound correctly. Was it really truly meant to be bleached? Is it made for human consumption? I propose that possibly that this is one of the reasons why we're finding more and more diabetes in our society. Looking at the other ingredients in the back of the package insert is an important tool. Look at those ingredients. What are the top three? Sugar, for example, high fructose corn syrup. Excessive carbohydrates. Your body sometimes may produce too much insulin in response to a high carbohydrate diet. If you're starting to feel fatigued, you might want to take a look at that. Look at what the gut has to do in order to absorb these foods, and what does it do once it does absorb them? Are they really toxic to our system, or are they healthy? I still propose that we take a look at it further and moderate our foods. Let's look out for processed foods, sugary, high fructose corn syrup, the bleached enriched flour, supplements. Okay, these are my favorite supplements so far, but that doesn't mean that I don't have a million others that I can come up with. I've enjoyed dabbling in different supplements over the years, and I found that I want to make it basic and simple for my patients. Supplements such as vitamin D3, fish oil, Preservision, the ARGS2, and the B12 injection. I'm going to get into these a little bit more if you come to office, and I can discuss why I chose these. But just in brief, the vitamin D3 has been low in many of my patients. I have several supplements that I recommend in replacement of it. Fish oil is very difficult to obtain through the natural methods, and as a result, it has such a great improvement in body that I believe the vitamin D in fish oil soundly, even with the most conservative physicians in regards to supplementation, will agree that those two are safe and most likely necessary for improvement of our daily health, for optimizing our health. The Preservision ARGS2 is an interesting one. This one is based on a 2013 study made by Malshan Lam and the American Eye Institute. This one has shown to help delay and slow down the progression of macular degeneration. In my opinion, lutein and xanthine, two of the most essential ingredients in that, have been shown to clinically help patients with macular degeneration. And on a personal note, I've noticed improvement in vision just simply by taking this. B12 injections. While absorption of B12 is very difficult through the gut, I recommend sometimes B12 injections. It helps with patients with energy and can also be very beneficial for those who are not able to absorb the B12. Getting out of pain. I use osteopathic manipulative treatments with the help of trigger point injections, nutrition, and natural supplementation such as turmeric and guanchoic sulfate glucosamine. But stepping outside of that, there is some revolutionary new techniques with stem cell therapy and PRP. Thank you so much for joining us, and I look forward to another lecture on living an extraordinary life.